Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Crafter's Companion, I have amazing Night Before Christmas paper pad 12 by 12 pattern cardstock. Absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to show you. And then here is an example of what I did with this one using hot off the presses double shadow box card cutting die set. Makes such a fun card, and this is our giveaway card for this episode, so if you stick around you'll learn how one lucky viewer can win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a flip through. So you're getting 36 double-sided sheets, 12 designs, and you're getting 3 of each of the patterns, okay? So let's start. This one is absolutely beautiful. Look at that Santa. So cute, and this must be his little sporty sleigh because there's only 2 reindeers. I think he just drives this through his little village. We've got the little packages down here amongst all the greenery and the cranberries. So beautiful. And then you guys, on the back, you're getting this beautiful plaid, this red and green and navy blue plaid. Beautiful pairing on this one. Okay, I'm gonna skip forward. Here we go. Here we are again, Santa in his little sporty sleigh. Beautiful little cabin. Look at the lights, the snowflakes, the moon. And then on the other side, this one, because this has more of a teal background here, you're getting a teal plaid. I had so much fun playing with this one. It was just fun to look at all the different ways you could just have Santa, you know, Santa across the moon in the silhouette. And then you've got the beautiful trees and the snowy hill. And then on the other side, you've got the blue plaid. All right, here we are. Santa has parked his sleigh here. We have a beautiful little cottage, all the snow-covered trees, absolutely gorgeous. And then on the other side of this one, we have sort of a dark green and red plaid. Okay, Santa with this sack full of toys, little cabin in the background. Then we've got this one has lots of poinsettia and then all the little berries, and everything is just so beautiful. The scene with the flocked trees. And then on the back, getting green with red. Okay, and then this one, he's there's a little silhouette of a deer in the background. I love that you can just sort of see the way the snow is going in the art. He seems to be going quite fast. And I love the moon is dipping below the trees. The scenes are just gorgeous. Okay, so we've got, this one is a green and red and blue plaid. All right, so this one also has the moon with the silhouette of Santa, but then the tree scene is very different than the other one down here. Absolutely beautiful, a little fence line right here. And on the back, this large, bold green plaid. All right, so Santa's now going through a forest. Look at the border with the presents and the pine cones. And the beautiful, like, tall stand of trees. Okay, and then look at that beautiful, like, tartan. Gorgeous. All right, and then this is a very blue background. I love all the flowers going down the sides here, across the top. We have Santa again, more presents. I love the snowy hillside. And then we've got this really beautiful plaid. All right, so this one, we've got the silhouette going across the moon again, but once again, a very different scene down below of a little village. So beautiful. And then on this one, green plaid with some brown and red. All right, so for this one, we've got these little red cottages, and we've got a little frozen lake right here. Look at all of the beautiful scenery, gorgeous. And then the beautiful plaid with green and red. And then here we've got an inside scene, which is unusual for us. We haven't seen that yet. So the beautiful tree, and we've got the chair and the gifts and the fire, and here's Santa right here. And then on the back side of this one, we have like this tan, red, green combination. And I think that's the last one. All right, so let's jump right in. Let me show you what I used with this one right here. This card is made with our double shadow box card cutting dies. And this is our giveaway card, so I'm going to tell you about the card and then I'll tell you about how you can enter to win it. So the double shadow box card cutting dies come with 3 dies. So you do need a die cutting machine like this, and then the scallop tag, which you don't see the scallop tag inside of the card, but how great to add that there so that you can use it for other things. And then here's a little brace, like a little bar that you would put there. So you need to die cut this. I'm going to put this together. You need to die cut this 2 times, and it's got some extra sticky tape here on the sides. And I'm going to go ahead and remove one side of it. Okay, and then there is a sort of thick border down here and then a thinner border up here. You need to make sure that they match up, okay? We left this a little thicker so you could add a little bit more decoration down here. Okay, and you're just going to fold this over, sticky side over, and then you're just going to align that with this opposite side right there. Okay, so now you've got your box shape. Okay, that's about it right there. Now, there's the little crossbar piece. We're going to take this off, a little tape off of there. Come on, come on. Okay, and the other side. Goodness, I need to burnish that more. Oh my goodness, that one came off. Let's try this tape. Never give up. I'm going to burnish it better. There we go. All right, so once you have that done, you see the little space right here, the little, like this is like the binding part. You're going to take these little ends, and first of all, you need to have this flush with the bottom edge, and you're going to put that right there, okay? So it's right even with this fold, okay? And then we're going to take this and do the same on the other side, still making sure it's flush with the bottom. So that when you close that, it's going to work as a little separator right there, okay? And then you have your 2 tags. And I die cut my tags out of patterned cardstock. Okay. Well, not patterned cardstock, with the little scene. Okay. And then it's nice to glue the top of these together, because then you're going to just put adhesive right here, and you're just going to sandwich them on that little bar. And then you're going to glue it so that it, come on, get in there. There we go. And then you're going to glue it so that it just sits within that window, just where you want it, just like that. And then you're going to just remove this piece right here of adhesive and stick this down. And that's how that works. Okay, and then all of the instructions for that are right there on the other side of the package. So there's pictures and writing. So that's how I put this together. So I cut the outside pieces from the plaid, okay, the box pieces. And then I just took the little tag die and I kind of centered it over the little house and Santa, and then die cut that part so it just featured that. And then on the back side, just a lower part that, you know, would be light enough so that you could see the Merry Christmas dazzles. And those Merry Christmas dazzles are from this sheet. All of these items are listed down below the video if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes website page. So if you're watching us on YouTube, just look below the box and description box and you'll see the link that'll take you to this page. So I used these for Little Merry Christmas. And then all these little pieces right here came also from another cutting die set. This is Sparkling Season. Okay, and I used the little holly and the poinsettia. And then we've got all the little die cut, or all the little pieces, and then I took these little mirror jewel dazzle stickers and my little jewel picker, and I just placed those where the holly berries would be. And then before actually putting down the little holly leaves, I did color them using khaki ink, so that just had a little variation in color. And with the poinsettia, die cutting those from red cardstock, I used earth red just to darken the tips of those a little bit. They're just not flat looking. Then I put the little dazzle stickers on there, and then I glued these down and then foam taped 2 layers of the poinsettia. Before that, I added the little borders of red border dazzle, jewel border dazzle stickers, and I did that all the way around, and then added these. And then let's see what else. A little red bow right there using our red ribbon collection, also using the little mini gingham. And on the center here, you'll notice in the center of the poinsettia, a little of these gold caviar beads, which are so nice. And you can either add just cosmic shimmer paper glue that we do. I recommend doing that if you're going to hand deliver. But if you're going to mail this, E6000 glue is just like rock hard stuff when it dries. So we put a little bit of that on there with a little toothpick, sprinkle these on, kind of press it in with a toothpick, and it'll really stay well. And yeah, that was really fun and easy to do, and it has those nice little texture there. So now I'm going to tell you about how we have a card giveaway for this, and how this just folds down flat just like that for mailing. It just fits in a regular size envelope. You know, it's about 5 by 7 envelope. What we do is we're trying to promote our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. So if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, just hop on over to YouTube. You can search Paper Wishes and then like this video, subscribe to our Paper Wishes channel on YouTube. So like and leave us a comment as well. And then after about a week, we will reply to one of the comments by saying, hey, congratulations, YouTube username blank, you're the lucky winner. And we give you instructions on how to claim your card, and we'll send it to you in some little happy mail. But it's important that you know your YouTube username, and it's the name that is labeling your comment. So when you leave a comment, just go back and look at it, and you'll see your YouTube username. Hit that notification bell in the top right hand corner as well, because that's how you'll notice that you have a message from us and that you're gonna win this card. We do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday videos, so you need to participate in them individually for a chance to win. So I hope you do. All right, so the next card, you guys. This is a 6 by 5.5 inch card. I really wanted to focus on that little silhouette of Santa across the moon. And then look at that little plaid border, little cutaway at the bottom. And you guys, these little snowflakes, so cute. They came from that same die set that I showed you where I got the holly and the poinsettia. Here we've got a beautiful snowflake cutting die. And I used that one. Here's just an extra one I had out of white sparkly glitter. I used white glitter cardstock and also silver cardstock. And then glued those across the bottom. I should tell you like how much of this I cut off. So I cut 3/4 of an inch across the bottom, covered my entire card here, featuring that little part which was at the top of the page, and with a little silhouette of Santa. And then I inked around the edges, you guys, using silver ink, metallic silver, and then used just a little 1-inch strip of the coordinating plaid that was on the back of this right there, and then added some silver jewel border dazzle stickers. You can see those like this. You just peel them off, added one right here, and then also one across the top of that little plaid. Then I went ahead and glued my little die cut snowflakes right across there, alternating, adding some silver studs to the center of each. And then these little snowflakes right here, they're actually from the center of each one of these snowflakes, so I just recycled those. And the little ho 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 jingle all the way, that is from our Tiny Words and Phrases Dazzle stickers, and they come in red, black, green, gold, and silver. And I, of course, use the silver ones. I like to use our little pokey tool to lift those off and then just place them. It makes it so much easier. I highly recommend. So yeah, super fun card and really, really easy to do. Okay, next one. Okay, you guys, on this one, remember that one where I showed you where Santa was just kind of peeking around the corner? It was the one kind of interior scene that we see. So for this one, I went ahead and just cut this out in sort of a rectangle shape, and I set him aside. And then I went over here with my Slimline card. This is one of the tent fold Slimlines. So it folds at the top, and it is 4 inches wide and about 8 1/4 long. And then I just took my card, and I knew I wanted to feature the tree and a little bit of the chair. And so I just sort of put my card right here and said, okay, that's the part I want to feature. And I glued that to the card front. And then I went back to this piece that I cut out, and I just took my little scissors and I just cut around Santa. And then right at the bottom here, I added a little bit of the plaid that's on the back. I just added that right there. A little red jewel border dazzle sticker there. These are the little Tiny Words and Phrases that I just showed you in black. And so once I got this Santa cut out, I foam taped him. Let me show you that. Here's my giant wheel of foam tape, and it's 1/2 inch wide, and I just added strips of that and attached Santa there, put the Believe on the sack, and then Merry Christmas down here, a little bit more of that border up on top, and then you'll see these little red stars on the tree. I just added those from the red version of the sticker set, and this was just a really easy one to put together, but I think it's so fun because of the shape and then the dimension of Santa Claus. All right, I have one more to show you. So for this one, you guys, this is a 6x6 card, and this one I used that cute little cottage that we see in the flip through that I showed you. So first of all, I took the coordinating plaid paper and I cut that down just slightly smaller, and then I wanted to focus in on my cottage, so I'm going to measure this for you. This is just a little over 4 inches wide and then about 4 3/8 inch tall. And then I matted that with a little bit of red brushed diamond paper, and we love this because it is double-sided, okay? And then it's just got that shimmer and shine, but it doesn't have the texture of cardstock, and it's also very thin, so it doesn't add a lot of weight to your projects. So I matted that, and then added the 'Tis the Season from this sheet of Dazzle stickers. This is just becoming my sort of go-to set this season. And then the little red mirror jewel dazzle stickers, I just added those with my little jewel picker, and you'll notice right here there's one large one, and then in the center I added a tiny small one because there's 3 sizes on each sheet. And so yeah, it just gives it a little bit of texture and a little variation. Now we're going to do one other thing to this card. We're going to add a little bit of snow to the roof. So I've got some Distress snowflakes, and this is glitter mica flakes, okay? Now you can use to attach this E6000, okay? Or you can just use your Cosmic Shimmer Specialist acrylic glue, depending on what you're going to do with it. And I'm just going to use that for our purposes today. And I've got my little glue bottle, and I'm just going to add glue to the snow right here. Kind of like a heavy line of glue on the roof. And then we're just going to add some right here with the chimney. Here's another like roof line behind that. And then there's another roof line there. I never noticed it, but the roof lines on this cottage are kind of crazy. I'd love to see it in person. We're going to go all the way down like that. And because this is what I'm going to add to this are just little bits of mica, it's going to be super shimmery and really pretty. And then we're just going to do all of our glue kind of where we want this all at once. We're going to put this in the corners of the windows like that. Did I get it all? I think I did. Go a little farther on this one. All right, then to put my little needle back in my bottle. All right, and then I like using, when applying this stuff, I like using tweezers. And then I've got my little beading dish here. You can get these at Paper Wishes as well. Well, my tweezers are not working great. Huh. Yeah, they're not the right kind. Okay, let's just use our fingertips. We'll go old school. And we're just gonna go like this. And we're just gonna sprinkle that, making sure we get some of that chunky mica in there. Because there's glitter that's gonna fill the small spots. It kind of feels like when I was in school, we worked with glitter. Except this is fancier and more expensive. There we go. And then, like if I need to, kind of sweeping some of the glitter pieces into the glue. And then just touching them so that they attach. Oh, I missed the window right there. Okay, making sure I got all my spaces. There's that anticipation of just like when you're in school, because you were like, when I dump this off, what's it gonna look like? All right, and I do want to get more of that mica in there. Okay, I think we're good. We can see it's chunky, it's pretty, it's glitzy, it's glittery. I like it. Looks like little bits of glass. I love it. That turned out so cute. Now, what's nice about having this little dish part here, and I used Debbie's, so she's got like tape all over it. You can kind of go like this and just tap it back in there, except this glitter is going to be really challenging. So if I had a paintbrush, dry paintbrush, I would just sweep that all back in there. All right, I'm going to put a lid on this so I don't sneeze and have it go everywhere. That would be awful. Okay, you guys. If you don't mind all the glitter and everything all over the table. There we go. We have a really great money saver on this beautiful paper pad. I had so much fun with this one. I think Crafter's Companion really pulled out all the stops on this particular one, especially with adding the plaid on there. Just made it such a pleasure to work with and gave you so many more options as far as your backgrounds and stuff. That glitter is going to drive me crazy. There we go. Here, we'll hide it. So yeah, it's a really fun paper pad, and I know they're just going to fly out of here. So definitely take advantage of that money saver that's right there. All the other items are listed down below the video, all the Dazzle stickers and things that I used. There's also full color photos that you can check out. And don't forget, if you're watching us over on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. And hey, while you're there, subscribe. It helps our small channel grow. Thank you so much, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.